if you're generating positive energy, so many people in our country can feel that energy. And what I just wanted to say is, in our days when we were young, we grew up when people still had morals. Like if you see somebody, a neighbor is coming from work and they pass by a market and then they buy some groceries. We as kids will say, oh, the neighbor is coming, is carrying a lot of groceries. So you run and you go there and you carry the stuff and you help them. And then we arrive at their home, they say, oh, thank you very much, you're a good boy, and you must greet your mom and dad. And you say, oh, okay, and you run and go home. That is not there anymore today. Today, people have just become so wild and crazy to a point that sometimes you ask yourself and say, where is this world going to? Like for like myself, I used to tell my wife and say, in Malawi is a very hardworking people. The people are not like this here. When I left, people in Malawi were very, very hardworking. And I mean, people, they would do what you tell them. And you tell them, this is what you do, A, B, C, D, A, B, C. I remember there's a joke that a certain white man was saying in South Africa. This white man owned a garage. And on the garage, he gave instructions that every car that goes into the garage, at the gate, the security guard must open the front of the door of the bonnet of the car, check the engine, and then let the car in. And when they're going out, you must open the bonnet to check again, double check the engine, then they go out. So one day, the boss's friend came, and then when he arrived at the gate, he was driving a VW Beetle. So the security guard asked the driver, the gentleman, to open the bonnet. So he opened the bonnet, and then the security guard found out that the bonnet did not have engine. So he said, sir, you're not going in. So the man said, why? He said, your car doesn't have an engine in the bonnet. But the engine is at the back. He said, no, my boss told me I must come in front, open the bonnet, check for the engine, and then you can go in. So he refused the man to enter. So that man had to walk inside. So he went in the office and he said, hey, my friend, I don't know what's going on. Your security guard is refusing me to get in. So the man said, yeah, he won't let you in because you're driving a VW Beetle. I've told them that every car must be checked in front in the bonnet. So what you must do, go in the car and then come in with reverse. So the guy went in the car, turned the car around, came in reverse. The security stopped him, and then he came out of the car, opened at the back there, and he checked the engine, closed it, and they had to go into the workshop with reverse. And I said, my guys, I give them instructions, they do exactly what they are told. Not the Malawi of today. Malawi of today, you tell somebody to do something, you give them instructions. Once they do it and they get used, they feel comfortable, they try to find their own ways of doing it. So you find that they do totally different from what you told them. So you must always double check. Every 3 months you must check. So like for me, when I was living there in South Africa, 15 years, in your mind, every person who is outside Malawi, some are in diaspora, they left when we were young, they just finished their high school, they went to America. They've been living in America for 30 years. They've got a certain picture of how Malawi is because of during the day that they were young. And that's why I always think, that's why they say if you live in a country for more than 5 years, you become a citizen. They think about these things. Because you're thinking that the people are still the same. Now when you come back, the people are totally different. And that was what happened to me. I mean, like, I was staying in Chile, I bought a house there, and then one day, I was coming, every time I'm going to town, I pass these young people just close to my house. They always say, sir, how are you, sir? I say, I'm fine. I get used to these boys. Every time I pass, they say, hello, sir, how are you? I say, fine. The other day I went to the market to buy things to finish my house. I had lots of things and paint and what. Karen, I got out of the minibus. This young man ran to me. I said, I can help you. I said, but I can. No, don't worry, sir. I know you, sir. Don't worry. The boy carried the bag for me. I walked with him, came to the house. When I arrived, I said, thank you very much. And then I'm taking my bag. The guy is just standing there looking at me. So I said, what's wrong? He said, sir, what do you think? I need some money. I said, what money are you looking for? He said, yeah, but I carried your bag for you. I said, but we didn't agree about me paying you for carrying the bag. So he said, sir, but do you think that I can carry this bag for you from the market, from the bus depot to here for nothing? And then we start arguing. Then I have to end up giving him some money. So I gave him something like 300 kwacha. And he gets angry. How can you give me 300? What am I going to do with 300? You think I can go home and buy something for me to eat with 300? And he's getting angry and he's swearing at me as he walks away. I said to myself, what has my country just become? I went to tell my sister about it. This is what happened. She laughed. She said, brother, what did you think? You must never allow anybody to help you, no matter how they want to help you. And that's how trickery the people have become.
So those days are out where
the days of compassion are gone, where people help one another just to help one another. Those days are gone.
The picture you left with and you thought...
Nowadays is theft by trickery. They fool you to think of maybe something else. At the end of the day, you end up putting yourself in trouble. It's the same like, the guys, when you are building on the construction, what they used to do, in the evening when we are knocking, we were fixing my house. So every evening I gather them and I tell them, what do we need tomorrow? So they will tell me, we need 5 bags of cement, we need this and we need that. And then they will say, okay.
That's when you just came back.
I just came back. And then I said, okay, what else do we need? We need to build shutters so that when we are building plastering on top, we'll be climbing on those shutters. I said, okay, so what do we need for that? He said, we need some trees, like some logs or planks or whatever. So I go to the market in the morning. I go to the market, I buy to hardware, I buy cement, and I buy these things that are needed, the planks and everything. I come, and then they float the cement. You know what they do? Then they come. Sir, I'm sorry. What is wrong? We forgot. What did you forget? We forgot to buy nails, to tell you to buy nails. Because when we're building that shutter, we need to do nails. Now you're thinking you have to go to the hardware to go and buy the nails. So you say, I can just get in the car, quickly rush. So you get in the car, you rush. Now you've left nobody to watch them. They take 1 bag of cement, and then they call one of the guys. He runs. That time, that means they've already organized. There will be somebody who's going to go and take this bag of cement to that person. It's gone. They go and sell it.
But you didn't leave anybody with it because
you're thinking, I must just quickly rush to go and get these nails and come back. But it's a trick. They leave out something so that you must go back to go and get that something. By the time you are leaving, they come behind you, they're busy doing something, they're stealing from you.
But also because now you are new.
Yeah, but that time I never even thought of, I was in South Africa. In South Africa, nobody steals a bag of cement. The builder there in South Africa, when we built in South Africa, we could go to work and leave the builder at home to build. Just leave him the cement and also, then you lock less, you lock your house, but you will be building. By the time you come back, the builder's knocked off. Now the remaining cement is being put on the side. The shovel there is being cleaned. The wheelbarrow, everything is clean. Not in Malawi.
But also, the way you left Malawi, you still had that.
That's what I'm trying to say. That not that because of the way I left Malawi. In your head, your mentality, you think people in Malawi would behave normal the way they behaved, and also the same as where you're coming from, in diaspora or whatsoever, like in South Africa. Nobody steals a bag of cement. So you don't even think that somebody's going to steal. So I was losing a lot. And for me to realize, there was a day, because in the house that we were fixing is the house that we bought in Chilimba. And in the house, there were still people renting there. There was a certain man, he had 2 wives renting in that house. So one day, when the guys knocked off, I did my final meeting and I told them, what do we need? They tell me we need this and this and that. And they said, okay, they can go. And they left. So I went inside because this man was still paying me something for staying in the house. It was like rent. So the man started chatting with me, we're discussing. Then he said, sir, I always see you when you are leaving every day, but I look at the way you deal with your workers. You seem to be a very nice guy. But you know what? I don't know where you were, but it looks like you haven't been in the country for a long time. And you're just too nice with the people. I said, what do you mean? He says, you're too nice with the people. He says, come, let me show you. He took me to one of the rooms in the house. There's 2 bags of cement. He said, these guys, when I came, I found this bag, 2 bags there. So obviously your guys have stolen these 2 bags from you. They don't know how to take it out because you're always around. Yeah. So they're looking for an opportunity when you are not there that they can steal these 2 bags. I just said, okay, thank you very much. We just took the bags, put them in the car. I went home. The next day, we were supposed to buy a number of bags of cement. The number that I was supposed to buy, I added with these 2 bags and came back, offloaded. Nobody, up to the time we finished the project, nobody asked for those 2 bags. So they knew that I took them, but they didn't know how to ask for those bags. They would sometimes even hide the bag of cement in the sand. You know, when you have a pile of sand, they will bury the bag in there, waiting for the day that the time that they will have an opportunity to take that cement bag. That's how the guys have become so tricky. I remember there was a time when we were fixing this house, I said, this now we have reached a stage for septic tank. So I said to the guys, I need somebody who can do a septic tank for me. So I said, no, these guys, they know how to do a septic tank. I said, I'll bring them here. They came and said, do you know how to do a septic tank? They said, yes. You know how to dig complete septic tank? They say, sir, that's our job that we do. I said, that's good. How much are you going to charge me for the septic tank? Sir, will be 50,000. I said, no, it's too much. We discussed up to 35,000. Okay, fine. The next day they come with their picks and shovels, digging. I went to town. When I came to town, I found the septic tank hole has been completely finished, and there they are sitting next to the septic tank. I said, you finished digging? They said, yeah. So I said, what's going on now? So when are we going to start building inside? I said, no, after you've paid us. I said, we're paying you what? They said, no, they said 35,000. I said, for what? They said, no, for digging. I said, but did I ask you that I need a hole or I need a septic tank? Why didn't you tell me that this money is just for digging? Now there's this confusion. Now you have to, argue with them. They started from 35. Normally, that time, to dig the hole for septic tank was like 15,000. So now you're on 35. You need to negotiate with them. Because now it's like they understand that you didn't understand them. You understand that they didn't understand. So you need to come to a conclusion. Now you can't pull them down all the way from 35 to 50. Then at the end of the day, you pay 25. And then they go laughing, they've tricked you. It's very, very sad. So it's like, now I started learning. People started saying, Ted, no, you don't do, when you discuss these things, you don't discuss like that. You must ask them for quotation. So I said, okay. So I say, okay, I want you to dig for me a foundation, to build a foundation for me. This builder knows how to do a foundation. How much? They'll charge you, 250. 250 for foundation? Yes. So you think, this is actually very good. I'm supposed to maybe pay 300. And then the next day they come with the shovels and they're digging.
But did they write?
No, at the time, if you don't let them write, they will dig, and then you just find they're sitting. You come, they say, no, that 200 was just for digging. 200 meters, we were charging 10,000 per meter. So if you are smart Then you say, okay, you want to do the foundation, I want a quotation. So they will come and they say, okay, the quotation digging 200 meters is 10,000 per meter, or 5 kwacha per meter, 5,000 kwacha per meter, multiplied by 20, so much. Footing, putting cement with concrete, so much per meter. Building, so much per meter. And then you do everything and it comes, let's say, about 300 or 250. Then you negotiate with them. You say, no, I need a discount and all the stuff, and they give you a discount. They are so unhappy that you have really tricked them to make this quotation. You make them write the whole thing. Now they can't find a way of tricking you.
Yeah, because everything is laid out, it's on paper.
So they start thinking, how can we rob? Now, because they couldn't get in their way, they think of now just robbing you now. Hey, Malawi, if you're not careful, they're thinking now, how can we rob this guy? And now they say, okay, we'll show him. The next day, when you come for them to start, you find everybody sitting. Guys, are you not going to start working? They say, no, sir. You know what, Rob? Hunger. We don't have money. So we didn't give our children money for food, and we haven't paid rent. So we wanted you to first pay us half down. So you're thinking, I can just give half down. Then the balance, I will pay them. I mean, it's a foundation, it will take us 4 days. After 4 days, I give them the balance. Yeah. So let me pay them 150. We pay them. The next day.
But they work.
That day, they work, start digging and everything. But the next day, you will never see them again. Yeah. You will never see them again.
And the work they've done isn't even close to
it's not close to the money that you've paid. You have lost. They've robbed you that way now. You've lost. So now I've come all these years to learn, to say, okay, you want me to give you something? Okay, I'll give you just maybe 10,000 for today. Tomorrow, I'll give you a little bit of money, So you want to make sure that the money that you're paying them should be equivalent to the work that they have done.
Yes.
That you must. It's like everybody has to be on top of the game in Malawi. Because if you are not on top of the game, by the time you finish in your house, you have lost a lot of money. Your house will have been built by a lot of people. Each one of them coming to get his fair share from you. I feel sorry for people who are doing projects from when they are in diaspora. There's a lot of frustration going out there. There's so many people who are facing a lot of frustrations. I'm telling you. There are people who are, they're building here, they're in diaspora. The house is now reached a certain level, it's got a roof, but it's still not to be finished. They think, now people are going to come and steal my iron sheets. They ask somebody to come and stay in the house, like to guard. Now it's somebody who doesn't have a home. He's got a family with kids, then they go and stay in that house. So they stay, they don't pay nothing. You don't pay them nothing, but they've got something, it becomes so difficult at the end of the day to take them out of that house. By the time you finish that house, they are so comfortable that they even believe that the house belongs to them. I'm telling you. Now there's this thing of people not embracing change. Yeah. People have been building the old style building, ways of building, like the old style.
Yeah, and the landscape.
The way they do their things, the builders. At that time when I was doing that house, it came to a time when we want to throw the floor. So I called the builder. I said, now I want you to do the floor for me. He said, I can do it. I said, okay, can you give me a quotation? So he goes there and he's measuring and he's checking and everything. He comes, sir, this is my quotation. You shouldn't worry. I'm going to do the job. Because the way we do it ourselves, in the bedroom, we take the floor and it slants lower like this to the door, to the front of the door. I said, why? Why do you want it to slant? They said, no, in case there's water, so all the water is going to move all the way and come through the door. So I said, the bedroom, where is the water going to come from? Yeah, but we just do in case. I said, no. My house, I want the floor to be level. I'm going to put tiles in this house. Please put the floor to be level. They said, but sir, the way we do it here in Malawi, that's how we do it. I said, I know that's the way you do it. But me, I'm paying you. So I want you to do it by way. I said, okay, sir, I hear you, sir. He said, yes, you make my floor to be flat. I said, no, we're going to do it. And then how you leave, they start working. You come the next day to inspect, they've made the floor slanted. I'm telling you.
They say they
Now you ask, didn't we agree that my floor is going to be level? You say, we agreed, sir. But I just wanted to show you what I meant when I said
showing you with all that.
but I told you, I'm paying you to do it level. They said, sir, I just wanted to show you how we do it here in Malawi, what I meant. And then I normally used to tell them, break it off, do it again. And then they break it. And when they're doing it again, they feel so pained to do something that they're not used to do. That's how frustrating it is here in Malawi. So you need to actually understand these things. You know, once you understand, it actually becomes much easier now for you to work with them because you know where they're coming from. There is this kind of not wanting to change. They want to do always things the way they have been doing all the time. It's been happening even in the construction. Now the people have learned now to embrace the cement block. In the beginning, the builders, they will come and tell you so many stories.
And you say when you work with them and you are kind, they're confused.
Yeah, well, our kindness. Nowadays, you know, in our days when we were young in Malawi, that's why Malawi got the name the warm heart of Africa. Even a foreigner, a stranger can just come. You find a stranger in the street is lost. He can't find the way where he wanted to go and it's getting late. You can just take this. People can just take you in their home, find you a place to sleep. In the evening, give you food. You go to sleep, and the next morning you leave. They will even escort you to try to find your way to find the people that you are looking for. Today is a different Malawi. Kindness is not. Many people don't understand the meaning of kindness. If you can ask many Malawians, what does kindness mean? They will give you the meaning just because the meaning is in the language, but they've never experienced kindness. Many people, they've never experienced kindness to a point where when you are kind to a certain person here in Malawi, they misinterpret it with something else. They think that you have a hidden agenda. Why are you kind? Why are you kind to them?
You want something.
Yeah. I saw somebody on Facebook, he wrote something, he said he was driving and he saw these women, it was getting late, they were hiking, stopping the car. So he passed them and then he felt like, but maybe those people, didn't need my help. So he drove for a few meters, then he braked and then he reversed. Then he said, you can come in. They never wanted to come in. Because they're thinking, we stopped him in the first place, why didn't he stop? Now, why is he coming back now? What is the motive behind? You've seen it yourself when the woman who was selling vegetables, you wanted to give her, was it maize? She didn't want to take the maize because she was like thinking, why are they giving me this maize?
Yes.
What's the motive behind it? And that's how it is.
And the other time I wanted to give somebody that I had shoes and they knocked and I saw maybe.
Yeah, you wanted to give your clothes to the person.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to take it.
Yeah.
And then you were asking, but why don't they want it? I said, no. I remember when they went, she said, I'll take it when I'm coming back.
Yes.
And I told you when they won't come back for this thing. And they never came back. Because all of us, just last December, It was it on a New Year's Day? It's either on a Christmas Day or New Year's Day. This whole place was very quiet.
Yeah.
So I was sitting just outside there. Two women were walking around there buying plastic. They say they buy plastic buckets, you know. So they're walking and say, plastic buckets, broken plastic buckets. So they came here. Then I said, oh, what are you doing? They said, we are buying broken plastic buckets.
Yeah.
I said, today on a New Year's Day? They said, yes.
And you felt
And then they were going up. I felt very sorry for them. I said, wow, these women, they're actually working on a Christmas Day, a New Year's Day to make some money. Something just told me, give them something. So I went to the road and they said, stop. And then I went to them. I pulled out 1,000 kwacha. I extended the 1,000 kwacha to give them. I said, here is 1,000 kwacha. They didn't want to receive, to accept it. I said, it doesn't mean anything. I just feel that you are working on a day that other people are busy having fun. I'm feeling sorry. That's why I'm giving you this 1,000 kwacha. The other woman started walking away, but this other woman, she thought about it and she took the 1,000. And when I came back, I felt very, very sorry. That I didn't mean anything bad. You know, I just felt sorry. And some people will say, no, they are proud, they don't want to get anything for nothing. No, they're superstitious because they are afraid. Why is this man just from nowhere giving us some money? Even here in the workshop,
yeah.
we're treating our guys more. I don't think there are many people who treat their workers the way we treat the guys. The guys don't see that we're doing it out of our heart. They always think that we're doing it maybe with a hidden agenda, like we don't want them to leave. And because of that, we are buying them. Yeah, so we are almost like we are bribing them to stay. But you and me, you know that we're doing it from the bottom of our heart. Because for me, I, in my humble beginning in South Africa, I worked like in their level. I was a garden boy.
Yeah.
So I know how it feels to be on that level. So I said to myself, when I used to work there as a garden boy, I used to say, hey, but it's so tough to work like this. And one day when I'm doing all right and I employ people, I'll never treat people bad because I know how it feels to be at the bottom. And even though I was a garden boy, my boss, he allowed me to come in his house, you know. He said, when I arrive at work, I'm free to go in the house. I remember when he went on holiday, he gave me the keys for his house and even a password for the alarm. He gave me the instruction. He was going to go out for, I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks. And he split the whole 2 or 3 weeks. Every day he gave me a task to do. But he said, the first thing that I do, each and every day he put a verse for me, for the Bible. So, and he gave me the keys and he told me, in the fridge there's food. Whenever I want, I can go in the fridge, get the milk, make coffee and whatever, have my breakfast, go and read my Bible. And after reading my Bible, I have something to do. That man treated me very, very nice. And I said to myself, this is how I want to treat. There's no company that I've worked in South Africa that treated me very bad. So I don't see why I should treat my workers here bad. And those companies that I've worked that treated us well were very big companies. They were, like wealthy companies. So I realized that treating people well, treating your workers well will make your business prosper. But you come here is a difference. Yeah. You don't want somebody to be miserable. I was telling my boys here, I said, I don't want a customer to fail to sleep at home just because of me. Or just because they bought a machine for me. They said, my Tags machine is giving me frustration. I don't want that. And I told them that's the secret of success. If you want to succeed in anything here in this country, you need to make sure that you treat others very well. And I told these girls that came today and they were looking for a job. I told them, I said, I don't do my business for money. I want to do my business to make my customers happy. I want to provide service, a good quality service. Because I know behind good quality service, there is plenty of money. If you're doing business for money, you're not gonna you want to be focused, you want to be customer focused. So people won't have that experience dealing with you. So they're not gonna come back. Yeah, people come here because of the experience. But the problem is, like I said, because there's no kindness in our country, when somebody is kind, it is misinterpreted.
Yes.
Yeah, it is misinterpreted as hidden agenda.
Yeah.
So you try to do something good for somebody.
Yeah, you always tell.
They don't understand that language. They think that you have got a hidden agenda behind it. All the things that we do, buying plasma TVs for our workers, buying all this, they don't see it as a gesture of kindness.
Yeah.
They see it as a hidden agenda. There's something you want to get from them, and then what you're doing, you're trying to be nice. You're taking them to the beach because there's something that you want.
Yeah.
They don't believe that
You
somebody
want them to stay.
can really have that audacity to treat somebody nice. They don't believe that. And you know what? Because people think like that, they won't treat anybody nice. They won't be kind to anybody. Now, kindness begets kindness. So if you're not being kind to other people, nobody's going to be kind to you.
So if kindness begets kindness and they don't understand kindness.
Mm. So they don't get, most of the times they're not getting the kindness that they're supposed to get. That's why when you do something good to them, they're surprised. Because nobody has ever done that to them. While me, if somebody comes here and say, Ted, I'm sending money for you, like the way it happens, YouTubers, they just send money to me. You know? Yeah. Ted, I'm sending you money. I don't look at it as hidden agenda. You know, I know that the person is being kind because I'm also a kind person. So kindness begets kindness. So if you are a bad person, you treat other people bad, you always get experiences where people treat you bad. The people said to me, when I told a story of us in South Africa giving the car to Minot because we couldn't pay the car. So we gave the car to Minot to take over the payments. Yes. So he paid for the car and finished and he took the car. Now people say, but Ted, that was a risk. How could you take a car that you was in your responsibility, that you were supposed to pay through the bank, and give somebody to take over the payment? He could have just never paid. So I said, but that would never have happened to me. They said, no, you tell you were just lucky. I said, no, I was not lucky. Is it just because God will not allow me to be associated with evil people because I'm not an evil person. Yeah? Look at our business. How many times people send money? Somebody's in the United States we've never met. He sends money to their bank account, 1.9 million to pay for his machine. But he's sending that money with the belief that Ted is really going to manufacture this machine and deliver. But he wouldn't be able to send to somebody even 30,000 wash. Why? How do people know that this person I can send 1.9 and they're going to deliver? But this one I can't even send even 30,000. How do they know that? Kindness begets kindness. If you are generating positive energy, that energy, that positive energy can be felt by people around you. If you are generating bad energy, that bad energy, people can feel it around you. Even you can just go on. And will attract it. Even on your profile on Facebook. Just through your Facebook page, people can know you're an evil person or you're a good person. Most of the people that knows me, they've just known me through my page on Facebook. And they've sent money knowing that I am going to deliver what I've promised just by knowing me through the Facebook. And people don't realize that. That's the things that I've learned in my life. And I always say that, like, in my country, I cannot struggle. I can never suffer in Malawi. Because if this is where even that energy works much better. If you're generating positive energy, so many people in our country can feel that energy.
Because there's such a lot of, I don't want to say dishonest.
Yeah, there's too much dishonest around you. And when you are honest, people can actually feel it, that this is genuinely honesty. Even though many people have never really dealt with so many people who have been honest to them. But if you are genuinely honest, people can actually feel it. And that's the way things are. if somebody is in diaspora, he left 30 years ago, you know, like, can we say 30 years, 30, 40, 50? Yeah, 30 years. They left when we were young, we went to school, high school, finished. There was a period when we were young, when we finished high school, there was a lot of young Malawians whose parents were well-to-do. They sent their children to study overseas. And many of them have never come back. Some of them have been coming short period, go back. If you left that time and you're outside there and you want to come back home to do anything, business or whatsoever, you will have a lot of frustrations because your expectations are not going to be what you're going to experience. Because the country has completely changed. People have completely changed, you know? To a point where, you know, many people, when they come, they go back. Yeah, I mean, I do feel like that most of the this period of time, I feel like going back to South Africa. Because, I mean, you get so frustrated. And you always, when you come, you think like, maybe things will get better. Maybe things, but the only thing you discover is that things are just getting worse and worse and worse and worse. Everybody is just getting worse. And it's from the top going down. Huh? It's just getting worse. All right, yeah, I've spoken. And it's been interesting. I think I should be doing this quite often to share so that people can understand the experiences. It would be nice also sometimes if I can be sharing my experience in the business, what I'm facing. So we'll chat about that and then, yeah. Thank you very much for listening.